Let me explain this to you. You take a beautiful piece of pork belly that's rolled, you sear it on both sides, and then you braise it in a cooking liquid with a bunch of aromatic ingredients for countless of hours until it is absolutely soft, melt in your mouth, beautiful. And that pork is what we call chashu, which is what we're making today. Chashu is Japanese for braised pork or simmered pork, and literally it is something that takes minimal effort but is absolutely amazing. Japanese tend to use this as a topping for their ramen. You can eat it with rice, but really there's no rules to it. So without talking too much, let's see how we can make this Japanese. So first of all, you want to make sure that your rolled pork belly is at room temperature and well defrosted. So what I'm going to do is turn on a pan and add a bit of oil, and then I just want to sear it on both sides just to firm it up. It's not going to color too much, but this is just going to help with the overall cooking process. Just make sure that it's not frozen and it's defrosted, otherwise you would be cooking this for a lot longer than 3 hours that we're intending to. So after searing both sides, I want to transfer this to a deep roasting tray. You can use a casserole dish or any roasting medium that you have, but traditional chashu is actually made over the stovetop, but this just requires you to constantly be there and monitoring it, and we want to reduce that. So I'm going to put this in a deep roasting tray, and then I'm going to add my soy sauce mix, and then I'm going to cut up a few aromatics just to really bring up that liquid. I'm going to roughly cut some ginger, then 3 stalks of celery, then 1 onion, which I'm going to cut into quarters, and this is just going to help with the flavor at the end of it. After adding this, I'm going to top it up with some water, just enough to cover half of the pork belly right there, and then after that I'm going to cover it with a lid, and then you just place it in the oven, preheated to 150 degrees for 3 hours. And I know we said we wouldn't touch this, but you want to flip your pork every 30 minutes just so we can braise evenly on both sides, and after 3 hours it's practically done. It should be nice and tender, and it should have taken up the color of the liquid that we're braising in. So you want to gently take it out of the tray and then strain the liquid. That liquid right there is gold, so we don't want to throw that away. Now traditionally you use a Ziploc bag. You don't want to cut into your pork right now, otherwise it would just fall apart. So you want to put this into a Ziploc bag if you have, with the braising liquid, and leave it to chill overnight. I don't have a Ziploc bag, so I'm going to use a small pot that I know this pork can fit in, and I'm just going to pour the liquid in there and leave it overnight, and then deal with it after that. So after about 24 hours, making sure that our pork is chilled, we take it out, and I mean, look at that. It looks absolutely beautiful. I'm just gonna remove the twine here. Just remove it from this point. You then want to cut thin slices of your chashu and then sear these pork slices until the fat has gone crispy. At this point you can decide exactly how you want to serve this. So I've got some vegetables that I'm stir frying, and then I went ahead and reduced the liquid that we're using to braise. So I put it into a pot, and then I just let it boil over until it was just a little bit thick and the flavor was nice and concentrated, and that's what I used as a stir fry sauce for my vegetables. And then I'm serving this with some leftover rice, some of that stir fry veg, and then some bok choy. Then I'm gonna go in with a few slices of my chashu, and then boiled egg that I cut in half, some seaweed, and then just to top it off, that braising sauce that we just reduced. And look at that, we've made a whole dish, and you will not believe how amazing this is right now. I'm gonna have you watch me eat this and prompt you to try it out at home.